This video was made possible by GamersGate.com. Download games anytime, anywhere. Skip it up and that up! Oh, sweet Jesus, the Steam controller, man. I have gotten requests, especially on my Review Tech USA Facebook fan page, which, if you're not following me on there, I strongly suggest you do, because I put all my updates when I'm putting up videos. I put up my newest videos, what's going on with me. So if you want to have direct access, because I know a lot of people complain that they don't see my videos on YouTube, that's the best way to do it. So if you want to follow me on my Facebook page, the link will be below in the description, and it's a much easier way to find out what's going on with me. But anyway, the Steam controller, you guys have not, even though it's like almost a week after it was announced or even longer, you guys still want me to talk about it. So finally, I'm going to address the Steam controller. So let's talk about its features first, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. So instead of having thumbsticks, it's going to have dual trackpads, which kind of look like owl eyes, and there's been pictures on the internet going around making fun of that. But anyway, according to Valve, these two trackpads are going to give you the precision of a mouse and keyboard without a mouse and keyboard. So games that, like first-person shooters, that require you to go like pixel by pixel to get a headshot, or, you know, RTS games that you only could really play with a mouse and keyboard, they're saying that you could use this controller for that because it's that precise. I hope it is. You know, I can't make a judgment on that because it's not in my hands, but that would be pretty cool. Because let me tell you something. As a guy, I prefer using a gamepad. I really do. I think it's more comfortable than using a mouse and keyboard. Even when I game on the PC, I would say 99% of the time, maybe even close to 100%, I always use a gamepad. So if they could get that kind of precision from a mouse and keyboard, because a mouse and keyboard, I have to admit, even though I don't like to use it, is more precise. If they could get that to work on a gamepad and make a gamepad that precise with these two trackpads, that would be awesome, man. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We haven't tried it, we don't know. But according to them, it makes it as accurate as a mouse and keyboard, so we'll see. The next thing Valve talks about is the haptic feedback they're going to use. They're well aware of the fact that having trackpads as opposed to analog sticks, you're not going to get that feel that you want. I can't really find a better way to describe it. You know, your finger's going to be gliding across trackpads and not using analog sticks, and it's going to feel like that's lacking, and they realize that. So what they did is they employed this super strong haptic feedback. There's going to be these electromagnetic resonant actuators that are attached right to the trackpads, and it's going to give you a bunch of different information. It's the best way I could word it. They say they're a lot more accurate than those off-center motors that they use in the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 controllers, and they say they could give you information like in-game feedback about speed, boundaries, thresholds. This one's crazy. Textures, supposedly. Action confirmations, stuff like that. And they say that these haptic feedback electromagnetic actuators are going to give you all this information, and you won't really miss having the thumbsticks because of them. The controller itself is also going to have a touchscreen. Now, Valve says this touchscreen allows the controller itself and their Steam machine to be compatible with any PC game out there, because it means that screen will allow you to go through different menus. The screen itself is one gigantic clickable button, and on top of it, because it's a touchscreen, the developer can use Valve's API to make custom buttons, and whatever the game needs, the touchscreen can be utilized for that. So if they want to have an action button to open doors, you're going to use a touchscreen. If you want to be able to switch weapons or do something really fast instead of have to go through 30 menus, you're going to go right to the touchscreen for that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's utilized and how efficient it's going to be to actually use the touchscreen in-game. So, okay, all these features seem awesome. But is this damn controller going to be comfortable? I think that's why you guys want me to talk about it. You want me to say if it sucks or not. I have no damn clue. And that's kind of why I sat on this. I don't think when this first came out, Jason Hu from 3 Kilobytes and a buddy of mine, Yerrick, everyone sent me an article on this and a picture, and they were like, dude, what the fuck is this thing? What is this? It looks like a hoot owl. It looks, how are we going to play our games comfortably with these trackpads? But I was like, and I was going to jump on that bandwagon and make a video right away, but it could be great. And the thing on top of it too is if you see a lot of developers actually tried out the beta controller, which doesn't actually have the touchscreen and it's a wired controller, and they said it's actually really comfortable. They said you do kind of miss the thumbsticks, but they said the trackpads actually work really well and the haptic feedback is kind of cool. So, we can't really make a judgment on this controller until we have it in our hands. Now, there's two things that concern me. And I have a feeling that this is why the Xbox One controller or 360 controller is not going to be made obsolete for the PC because of the Steam controller. Is that when you play like 2D indie games or 2D games, you're not going to be able to, or platformers or something like that. There's no way that, because they're saying, the trackpad will just emulate the 4 action buttons that you need. No. Okay, that's equivalent to saying that, playing a platformer on an Android device, the touchscreen is more than adequate. I could see it for first-person shooters and RTS games, those trackpads working beautifully. But if I'm playing a 2D platformer or something like that, I need real action buttons. And the buttons they have on the Steam controller, they're like in the center. They're not designed to be used for actually, I think they're used for like chat and crap like that. But they're not designed to be used for platformers and stuff like that. And they're saying with the haptic feedback, it'll feel like buttons, so don't worry about it. I don't know. That's why I think that you're still going to have an Xbox One or Xbox 360 controller along with this to play games on your Steam machine or just regular PC, because I think the controller is going to be a good controller, the Steam controller, but I don't think it's going to... You still need those old school buttons for certain things, and that's why I don't think it'll completely take over having a conventional gamepad. So the bottom line is, we could speculate all day, you could think it's the ugliest controller ever made. It's something totally different, and until we have it in our hands and use it for like a week, because let me tell you, when we first try it, just like developers who actually tried the beta controller said, you're going to have to get used to it because you're going to miss the analog sticks. We've been using analog sticks for the past almost 15, 20 years now, and this is a whole new approach to a gamepad. So let's actually try it first before we shit on it or praise it and see how it works. It looks promising, but I actually want to play some damn games with it before I give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.